of encourages learning how to just pivot on the fly. And we're off. What do we got in White Magic today? Level 2 Cure 4 and Life 2. The Cure 4 is White Mage locked. That's awkward. But we've got Lightning 3, so it's not a total loss.
Yeah, Lightning 3 is about as good as you want to see for elemental spells at level 1. You're going to have a pretty strong early game coming out here.
So here's a question. We know level 1 has Cure 4 for White Mages only. Is that something you consider re-rolling for?
You know, it pops into your head a little bit, but I don't think you want to go ahead and re-roll for that. You'd have to see something like a fade and then not have anything important on the other side of black magic.
Mm-hmm.
It really, I think the only thing you'd want to re-roll for is exit.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
that's fair. So we've got our first runner. We got Groggydog already in the Temple of Fiends. Gonna Lightning 3 some bones. With 2 black magic casters, we probably won't run out of charges by the time we hit Garland. Probably.
Yeah, it depends on how many encounters you get into.
Mm-hmm. Overall, not a lot of help out of these boxes.
No, just a couple of saving items. If you end up wiping, you can go ahead and reset out and safely skip those.
Question in chat, who's tracking this? I have no idea what you could be alluding to or talking about. Nothing has gone wrong. Everything is fine.
Looks like Groggy's having a little bit of trouble with those zombies. And he did maybe run out of those lit 3 charges like you were saying.
There we go. Perfect. Flawless. Nailed it. So when Garland rolls up, sometimes you might need 2 Lightning 3 charges, or when you have an enemy in the Temple of Fiends that starts mulching mages, that is essentially consuming Lightning 3 charges without any of the benefits. So that's why I always tend to hold back on casting Lightning 3 or any big AoE until I hit Garland. That way I know I've got that in my arsenal.
Yeah, and you're going to want to get a couple of levels early, but I think you can safely skip the ones in Temple of Fiends if you want to save some of those charges.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was... Oops.
Yep, Dani getting an encounter after Garland here. But luckily she still got tons of lit 3 charges to go around. So we have the adamant and the rod. Okay.
I mean,
you're a little scared to see that rod.
I mean, we can just hope it's nothing.
She's going to go back and fill out all that magic she couldn't afford the first time around.
The Quake pickup is interesting. Lightning 3 is going to take care of the vast majority of stuff that we're going to encounter. But if we get some kind of gnarly lich, Quake is an option. If we get some kind of weird crisis moment where basically everything goes down versus carry, Quake is still like 6%. And it's an extra option just in case something rolls so high that it would confirm take like 2 or 3 lightning charges to kill, but you could probably tag it with a Quake.
I think it's also an outside shot at a kind of a nod to one of the friends of the cast here, Dengwu.
Hashtag
trying,
Deng strats.
Just thinking about Deng strats, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spam Quake and hope for the best. I'm sorry I'm being told there's more to it than that. I apologize if you're watching, Dengwu. So we've got our first bridge boss sighting at just under the 5-minute mark as Dani begins hoofing it, not west, but east toward Provoca.
Yeah, and Provoca's going to be Provoca today, so you get a good shot at a key item, a useful one.
Is Provoca
so you
going
want
to
to
be Provoca?
Yep, you're going to want to clear that one out, and now see, you made me double check here.
Yeah, Town Shuffle's on. Provoca
Town Shuffle is on.
Yeah, Provoca is not necessarily Provoca. I mean, it could be.
Either way, you're going to want to clear it out first.
It's needed information. And, well, it's not Provoca, but it's Crescent, so...
Okay, well, you get a key item.
And a 30 grand slab.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to grind for it or anything, because, you know, it might have an outside shot at being useful, that slab.
So...
with Town Shuffle on.
Right. So ordinarily, my personal preference is to just run here, see if it's stuff I care about, and then if it's not, bail. We've got a mystery key item, and we've got chain armor for sale in the armor shop, which is very nice for a fighter in double red. If this turns out to be nothing... Oh, it's a ship. Well, never mind.
Kind of bails you out a little bit. You can... ocean encounters aren't as likely, so you can get places fast anyway, so...
That's true. We can get to that dwarf cave technically faster. As Groggydog finishes some last-minute shopping in Canaria, and is going to make his way also to the town of Provoca, as Dani makes a stop at Matoya. That's interesting. I wonder.
I like this because if you pop in Matoya, you can get that shot at a canal.
Sure.
With no free canal on, sometimes it ends up loose in the inner seat.
Or we could just get, you know, a couple bags of money. Yeah. And we don't like it. Oh, that veteran move? Can I say that? Do I have to pay royalties? Veteran move on the part of Dani3883. Resetting out of a Matoya that doesn't really have anything going for it.
But she gets the knowledge, and that's the most important part.
As chat notes, Groggy, also, they high-fived pretty much in Matoya's cave, but heading in opposite directions. Dani heading west in a boat, and Groggy heading east on foot.
Yeah,
I can already tell this is going to be. I can already tell this is going to be a great match. Ooh, level 5 magic. What do we have here? We have Zap, we got Bracken, we got Temper. That's a fun list.
Yeah, and luckily Temper landed where you can learn it without class change.
The class change Brack hurts, though.
Yeah, a little bit. You can't get a sneaky Tiamat kill with it.
And he's taking a look at her magic, trying to figure out what can we survive.
Okay, looks like she's resetting back out and wants to go turn in that adamant.
Oh no! Groggy goes to stay at the inn in Crescent. Cost 57 gold. Inventory 56 gold.
What, you can't wash any dishes to get that extra gold?
Yeah, you just dance on the tables. Get some tips.
What a shrewd businesswoman that person is. Keeping everybody out.
Chat also pointing out, we've got Slab at Provoca location, we've got Melmond at Elfland location. What's the likelihood that we're going to have to come up with 30 grand super quick because the next town we find is going to be Lefane?
I don't want to do math live, but it's looking up. The slab dream is alive.
Yep, perfect 7 and 5 odds. Ogres have a spell list. We've got Lightning, as Groggydog is headed up towards Dwarf Cave turn-in.
Yep, he wants to see what's in that adamant turn-in.
Mm-hmm. Flame armor out of the Dwarf Cave chests. That's a good find. And...
Right, vanilla turn-ins.
Right, vanilla turn-ins.
They got me too. So
I forgot.
Dani, see, she's smarter than we are, and she must have put that together.
Let this be a lesson to everyone watching this. Read your flags.
Yeah, read
Sometimes
your
they tell you things.
So what the vanilla turn-ins are is that if you remember the original game, you're going to see adamant turn into Xcal like we just did, and then that slab actually just falls off the table because that's going to be a chime.
Question in chat. Experience bonus at a breakpoint or at items. They'll be at 150% at 15 key items.
I mean, there is still an outside shot at needing to sail to Mirage for a good loose find, but we would still need to see a Lefane somewhere, either sailable or canoeable.
Sure. Groggy seems to be deep in thought about something, and I don't think it's how to kill Gerwolves. I wonder if he's trying to consider what all his options are at this point, and if any of those options involve not doing Marsh Cave.
You know, you're putting it together, but I think you gotta go to Marsh Cave. Unfortunately.
Getting a lot of love for Sky Cave in chat, and I have to agree. Always Sky. Never not Sky.
Yep, as one of the resident members of the Sky team, all I gotta say is Sky, 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 Sky.
Oh hey! So we've been to the top of Marsh Cave, and we found us a canoe. That's handy.
That'll get you places.
That gets us Volcano, that gets us Ice Cave, and that gets us another town.
And it does pull one loose out of the pool, so
Mm-hmm.
potentially only 2 left here. Ooh, Trance Shadows. Hope you get out of this one quick.
Nobody likes the mandatory Shadow Rave. Oh, an Exfer as well. I mean, it's good that all the nasty spells are landing here.
Yeah, sometimes if you're just having trouble running, you just throw out a Lit 3. To make it through.
So coming up on the 14-minute mark, it looks like Groggy is doing a bit of a grind, although I'm unsure. Do we have Zozo Melmond on? It's important to read the flags, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Zozo Melmond is not on, so...
Yep.
Yeah. Alright.
Now, I feel like maybe he's getting a couple levels to try and get some more safety going into Marsh. I didn't see any spells that really required a grind, like a level 5 exit or warp. So maybe just looking for some safety.
Grogers with Mute is making this Elfville grind a little bit more dangerous than it ought to be.
And it looks like Dani's making her way down to the bottom of Marsh.
Yeah, I mean, why not? We're here. If we've already made the journey, we might as well just clear the whole thing out.
Oh yeah, it's incentivized. Perfect idea. I'm just thinking here, she's doing a couple interesting things with only throwing out lit 3s on one of her guys. I'd like to see her throw out maybe lit 3s with multiple, just so they don't get accidentally blazed or cremated or something. At least until you know.
The only thing that makes me pause on that is that because we only have level 1 magic, and because we're not a very high level until we mow through these Germadusas, that magic's really at a premium down here. Even with the 3 casters still going off a 1 level at a low level, I'm not sure I like it.
Yeah, you do need a ration.
On the other hand, this trap tile is amazing. So now the question becomes, how long do we sit here? And we get the TNT. That's going to turn into Canal.
Yep, that'll open up the world to us.
Yep. Groggydog also now in the Marsh Cave, making his way to the top, gonna get his canoe.
Yeah, I'm glad to see everybody knows the flags, because they can... This is, you don't want to skip anything early in these flag sets, since you know that something's going to be loose, and there's 3 loose. So I'm glad to see both of them going to the top of Marsh.
Mm-hmm. So, we're about to get Canal, and we've got Ship and Canoe. Where do you prioritize?
See, I would say incentive locations, meaning down to Ordeals or to Waterfall. But one of the community members, Asher, has been putting out a lot of math, and it started changing my mind a little bit, and I might go towards Volcano and then towards Ice area, because there's so many loose chests that you're probably going to get a good shot at Floater or one of the loose.
Well, I guess that leads into the next question. Does doing math on Twitch extend to the runners, or is that only our problem?
No, just for us, I believe.
Okay.
Only if you're talking about it.
Sure.
But I just sort of realized I gave all the locations, so I think I'd still actually go towards Ordeals and then towards Waterfall afterwards.
Right.
Because you do get an extra town check in OnRack.
Mm-hmm. And Groggy... I saw him reset out. Was that resetting out after just going back inside, or did he not quite make it to where he was looking to get to? Does he have the canoe, is the question I'm asking. Okay, he did save. Thank you, Tracker Caleb.
Thank you, trackers. So
FFR
Danny makes it
tracker.
safely out of Marsh. Let's see where she goes next.
FFR trackers, watching the game so we don't have to. I mean, what?
Yeah, we're here to talk about possibilities, right? And they can get to the nitty gritty of what actually happened.
Mm-hmm. So, as Groggydog is making their way through the bottom of Marsh, we've got Danny rounding the corner back to Elflin Melmond, about to get in the boat, probably. Because there's still the possibility that we could just see a gutsy play and just haul butt to Crescent Island location. But no, we're going to do the sensible thing and get in the boat.
Yeah, you can pick up that town check at Melmond. There's still Provoker out there to find. so you can still get a key item from that. And then you can also still get Lefane, which would be kind of spicy, but...
The Mucks have been hitting hard today. I've seen them down, I believe it was the Black Mage, and then we just saw Arachnids with Squint. That's going to make Earth Cave awkward later on. But other than that, I think the only really dangerous thing was the trance on the shadows.
Yeah, let's see if Groggy wants to stay for a little longer. It seemed like he was valuing experience early, so maybe he'll try and...
Ooh.
Well, not if you lose your... not if you lose both your lit casters like Groggy just did.
Yeah. So, the thing about Medusas is everyone treats them like they're hilariously squishy paper. Not if you're level 6. At level 6, they can still just kind of, windmill punch you.
No, you know what it was, actually? It was that key chainmail pickup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, does Groggy not have chainmail?
I don't believe so. I think he's running armorless pretty much on everybody, except for the flame armor for his fighter.
Mm-hmm. So Dani made it to Dwarves, got her Excalibur, which will theoretically be good eventually, and just got the Canal. Which we knew was going to be there because we've read the flags, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty smart routing on her part. She left that adamant out, and
hooray!
She really went there. Oh, she's trying. Hooray! Looks like Hooray Dwarf used his ruse today.
Yeah, that Hooray Dwarf was bobbing and weaving. I guess he's all out of cheer after just spending it all at Christmas. So round 2 of Groggydog versus Medusas is going about like round 1 did. The value of armor on that fighter is obvious. Except when he gets crit like that. But having it only be, 5 hits 5 damage, 8 hits 8 damage, and not, 9 hits 104 damage, shows just how strong chain armor really is in the early game. Oh, level 2 magic. Here we go. We got Fire 2 and Quad X, and Lock, if that's your thing, if we feel like we need it.
This flag set doesn't roll too high for boss percentages, but picking up a good lock would be good. Mm-hmm. Just as a backup plan in case any boss rolls high on evade.
Yeah. I mean, that Black Mage isn't going to use its 3rd slot. Might as well shove lock in there. What do we got in white magic? We've got Invis 2 and some garbage.
It's sometimes defensible to use mute. You can get some good use out of that on carry, but for the most part, yeah, you're right. It's all the Invis 2 show there on white magic.
Mm-hmm. So when a fiend is muted, do they still try to cast spells but fail?
That's right. So they waste an entire turn.
Okay. All right, I'm sold on that. Quick laser light show and the pirates go away. Let's see what Mickey's got.
Oh, yeah, Danny's showing them who the real Thunder Pirates are.
Mickey's got a bottle. And Groggy makes it to the TNT. Groggy's on his way out of Marsh Cave. A little bit out of Marsh Cave. We're going to stop at some rooms real quick. Pick up some boxes we missed.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to go there first, just in case he couldn't make it through. He didn't want to waste time clearing chests.
Mm-hmm. Danny's looking at her items, trying to figure out what's what. Sure, let's buy some houses. Houses are good. Alright, come on, Groggydog. I believe in you. You can get out of the bottom of Marsh Cave. I like that we're not wasting Cure 4 charges. We're waiting for things to fall over and then using Life 2, because Life 2 is the best restorative spell in the game. It heals 1 more hit point than Cure 4. Oh. So Danny's back on the ocean and headed in a direction. Given that I can see no other water around it, I have to guess that we might be doing crossing from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, I believe so. I didn't catch her when she left Melman, but I believe she's going to head that way.
Mm-hmm. Momentary technical difficulties. Danny's stream lagged out a bit. It'll be back momentarily.
Ooh, and Groggy gets another fight with the Trance Shadows.
Ooh, gets away with the one upright party member to get his just rewards by exploding against a scum or arachnid. I didn't see what did the damage.
It was a squint from the arachnid again.
Ugh. And Groggy's out and tented.
Out and saved, that's what you like to see.
Now, granted, we can't see Danny's current location, and it's a minor technical hiccup that I'm working on fixing ASAP, but I'd say that Danny probably has about a 5-minute lead on Groggy at this point, just because of how efficiently she managed to get through that Marsh cave without getting tripped up on the Gurmadusas.
Yep, she made it through Marsh Cave, and she didn't have to double dip Dwarf. So yeah, I'd give her about 5 minutes. Groggy looks like he's picking up a little bit of steam though, so he should be coming along pretty quick to make the same checks that Danny did. He could take a right and canoe his way to Crescent Lake, but it looks like he is going to go ahead and do the same path.
I mean, we're headed back to Canaria, so we're buying something. Oh, we're filling up on heal potions. That makes sense. As Groggy heads west, heading towards Dwarf Cave. Oh, that's an interesting parking spot. I like that.
And if you've already seen the bridge scene, you can park there with the canoe and just jump right in for a lot less steps.
Way less steps. Now that's twice Groggy has gone through the Dwarf Cave without celebrating our Lord and Savior Horador.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to bring cheer to everybody, I guess.
I can only assume this is an omen of things to come.
Well, when you're behind, you got to take every chance that you get. So if you don't want to stop and get blessing from the Hooray Dwarf, that's the gamble he's going to make.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if it pays off as we load up on Invis 2. And then take a trip down here. Let's see what that red mage ends up getting. So Invis 2 on both White Mage and Red Mage. And I believe both of Danny's Red Mages also have Invis 2.
Yeah, and with that knight, once he gets class changed, they'll have 3 Invis 2, so they can get a full evasion stack up in 2 rounds.
That's nothing to turn your nose at.
Which I guess both teams can do, so it should be they should be well equipped defensively, I guess, for Topher. Now they're just looking for where that fast and temper land.
Right.
Well, actually, we've already seen temper at Melmond.
Now the seed's been very good so far to Red Mages.
Yep, I haven't really seen anything but Cure 4 locked out for him.
Mm-hmm. Then again, I don't remember what level 5 white magic was. Because that's one of the big ones that gets locked out of a red mage arsenal. Because red mage only gets top slot and red wizard only gets top 2 slots.
Yeah, and I think I will have to cast like I play, and if I don't remember it, it wasn't important.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I know I saw it, but I can't recall any.
I mean, that's the real trick, isn't it? You just blot out all information you don't need to know. What was level 5? I don't know, so probably garbage. Except black magic, that had a lot of good stuff in it. But we've found Elfland, and we've got Ice 2 Fast and Warp at a level 3.
Okay, let's just make dungeon diving a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing a warp that early, you want to go. That tells me you want to go either. Any dungeon gets a lot easier with warp, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And
Especially
we've got level 3. We've got level 3 Fade. More good news. Yeah, so much good news for the red mages. Not checking level 4 magic. That's an interesting call.
Well, he didn't have the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he feels a little behind from coming out of that marsh cave.
Sure. We'll check level 4 only when we can afford the stuff. That's an okay call. And it looks like we're headed south in the general direction of Waterfall?
Yep, looks like we're going towards the on-rack area.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta agree, he does have every coverage of what he needs. He's got his, his lit 3s. He's got his fade.
Mm-hmm.
He's got warp, which you don't really need to double up on warp and exit.
Sure.
So I actually agree with that call, not to check any of that magic just yet. And he knows where the shop item is, so...
Yeah. We got everything we need. So if you're just joining us at the almost 35-minute mark, we've got an exhibition race between Dani3883 and Groggydog.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
I see Lefane at on-rack, which means that Slab Dream is alive.
Okay. That feels bad. And boy, this waterfall looks wrong, and I don't like it. What's going on here?
I'm not sure, but I did hear about a new flag that we came up with, which was procedurally generated a waterfall. And it looks like it's shifted everything, so we don't know which way to go.
Oh, hey, imps have had Squint and Fire 3 this whole time. They've been holding out on us.
But Groggydog gets away from the gatekeeping imps. And that warp's going to come in a lot of handy, so you can just skip that encounter on the way back out.
So we don't have to deal with that again? Yeah. Oh, chat letting us know that that's what took Groggy extra time to beat Garland, is they got mulched by imps. Thank you, chat.
He took a step back on that tile, but luckily gets away.
Question in chat, is the robot actually just always the cube when it's vanilla fetch quests? I don't believe it is, since it's not technically a fetch. He just happens to get it a lot, just because, like, the possible combinations of where things can go usually says that by the time we get that far, robot's gonna have, like, Oxiel or Cube or Chime. You know, usually one of those three.
Groggy making use of one of my favorite new flags, Lefanish Hospitality.
It does. One of the problems with Town Shuffle has always been you go to a place that has one of the few towns you have access to, and it's Lefane, and it's got literally nothing. So Lefanish Hospitality is one of those nice quality of life improvements to make Lefane not the worst town in the world.
Yeah, they've really done a lot of work on their travel department there.
Oop, calls in chat for Sky. Everyone wants to see the drop everything, demolish Sky play. Can't say I blame them. So we're going to get the Ordeals play. What do we think is at the other end of Ordeals? Because looking at our inventory, we're staring at a bottle we can't do anything with because it's floater locked, and a rod that we really, really don't want to do anything with because that's awful.
Well, the possibilities, it's still pretty open. Floater could have been in that 50-50 for force loose. So if that's the case, then this is going to be something like a loot or key or something, or a crown that leads to key.
Sure. Oop. Chat calling floater in Volcano Armory, floater in Sky 3. Get your guesses in now. Where is that floater? I'm gonna say floater is... I'm gonna say it's here in Ordeals, but it's not the incentive chest.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good guess. I've seen that happen quite a bit. We got Bert saying floater is always in Volcano. He's done the math. Because I mean, at this point, unfortunately for the runners, the floater could be in basically everywhere but Sea Shrine.
Pretty much, yeah.
Maya's key locked.
Oh, that's true. We got a slow hat. Runs over. We got the slow hat.
Definitely got item magic on today.
Yeah. Question in chat. Item magic is on? Apparently. Read the flags,
The slow
ladies
hat
and
tells
gentlemen.
me yes. Okay, well now we've got everywhere open with the key locked checks included. Because that crown is going to turn into the key.
Correct. So that's actually a very interesting question. Do we follow Crown Quest, or do we head off to Volcano and Ice, or do we accept that the world hates us and go to Earth?
You know, I don't think it's too much more to do it now, and then it sort of opens you up to do the checks along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see them do the key turn in now.
Right. Question in chat, what is up with Dani? Some minor technical difficulties. We hope to get her back on stream momentarily. We appreciate your patience. But in the meantime, we have Groggydog, who, now that we've escaped the clutches of Marsh Bottom, is doing pretty well charging through this sea. Floater in Marshlock. Caleb, that's mean and you know it. Crown Quest gets to 12 items. Quite possibly, however, the experience scaling breakpoint is at 15 items. So it's a large chunk of items that's going to get extra experience eventually, just not quite yet. With the ice incentive, that would be 13. And then loose floater for 14, turn in bottle for probably for definitely 15.
All right, looks like so Groggy is going to go ahead and get his key now.
It's a sensible play. There are a lot of chests spread out. It's not quite the same density as doing Earth Cave, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, and if you can get a good handle on what the encounter table looks like on the sea, you can do it fairly quickly.
Shoutouts to Groggydog and his Hi Mom edit. That's actually really good. I really like that. So we're back to... We're in Elfland Castle to get our key, and then we can start opening some boxes. We've got the 4 here. We've got the 3 in Astos' castle, and then we have the uncountable number beyond that. Let's see what we've got here. Bucket of cash, a silver shield. Oh! Alright.
And there's the loose floater. Yep. It's
Well, okay,
all right. So
then.
that's gonna be a big payoff for Groggy here.
Yep. Time to haul Tookus to that airship desert and get our hot dog airborne. No one ever suspects that Crown Quest will actually lead to anything, because every time you check it, it doesn't, and then it's in Sky. And then every time you check Sky, it's in Sky. Thus, by the math of probability, should just always do Sky, but then this happens, so sometimes dreams are meant to be broken.
Well, you know, it's the exception that proves the rule, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after we turn in this floater, we only have Ice Cave left to do from our incentives. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. And the loot should be there. Because we found our loose canoe. We found our loose floater. Ship was not loose.
Yeah, I mean, Sarda's left on the table, of course, but that's just a little quick pop in.
So yeah, Sarda and Ice Cave.
I think this game's actually going to wrap up pretty quick with vanilla turn-ins.
No, sorry, there is one more loose. Sarda will have
one more loose.
Yeah,
yep.
But it might be like Ruby or Tail or something we don't care about. Question in chat, did he ever get the slab? Not that I'm aware of.
No, he didn't want to fork out the almost 30,000, I believe it was.
Yeah, nor did he want to take the boat trip over there just to get it. Although, the turn-in path was available, as terrible as it was. So now that
Sorry, go ahead.
Now that we've got our Oxiel, if my memory is correct, Gaia was on rack, wasn't it?
Gaia, yes, that's correct.
That would have been an interesting time to just slam out Sea Shrine.
Where levels are looking a little low, I suppose.
Ah, nonsense.
Level 10.
It's double digits.
Cash in the slow helmet for the. Well, it's more about the what are we gonna do to kill Kraken, I suppose.
Fade.
Okay. Yeah, we got the defenses for it. We could stack up invises pretty quick. Unfortunately, we're not able to learn Brack. It was in the promotion lock slot.
Mm-hmm. Lightning 3 could probably get there. If I remember correctly, Kraken 1 is weak to lightning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically as long as you didn't punch the right people at the start of the fight.
Alright, what do we got, Sarda? Sarda holding out from his neighbor because he's a jerk again. You hate to see it.
Now, do you turn that ruby in to be nice to the Titan, or
I mean,
do you just fly off with your XP bonus?
You're the Warriors of Light. You can't take time out of your incredibly busy day to get into the middle of a neighbor's personal dispute. You have better stuff to do. Question in chat, 50-50 between loot and tail being loose. That's what I see right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing here. So really what you're going to do is go to the ice cave, and then right after you do the warp trick, which was nice to get that warp, it'll answer your question if it's loose or not.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Chime Cube, Oxyale, Rod, Key. Yes, loot and tail. I just had to do the math in my head again. So where are we gonna go? Are we going to go to Sky? Because that's where all the good things live. So
well,
that
you
we can
still
get a
need
ton of
someone
levels.
to fight the fiends with, I suppose.
Nah.
We do have temper, so we can kind of turn anything into a suitable weapon, even an ice sword, I think is what they have.
We also had
But
fast. We had an early
we do have
fast.
Yep.
Or we
have
do
the
the sensible
defenses.
thing. We do Ice Cave.
Well, my thought here is, so what if Ice Cave is the loot, and your equipment looks like ice sword, flame armor, and then I don't believe he's wearing too much armor on his mages anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still want to look for chests?
We, I believe, are still ribbonless. So, at least one ribbon makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think so. And we could go to maybe some of the free ones for the key locked, and then
Sure.
make our way to Cardia afterwards.
Yeah, we could hit, Volcano Armory, and then the easy ones on Agama Floor. Well, there's our loot. So, now it becomes a game of what do we open and what do we not open.
And then also how much experience you want to get, because I'm still looking at a level 10 at 53 minutes in.
I mean, that's kind of a problem, but that's what Sky's for.
Yeah, and if you have to, you can go back to those Germadusas.
Mm-hmm. Now that's a tile. 5 to 8 slimes.
Or you take 5 to 8 slimes.
Lightning is unfortunately not the element we wanted to bring for the job.
No, you don't want to fade them if you don't have Fire 3.
Fire 2, if they rolled low, can work, but if it doesn't work, it gets ugly real quick. Because not only did you fail to kill them, but then they're still punching you.
And this is one of the Black Belt Dream tiles right here.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1 to 2 fighters, I think.
Oh boy. Good news, everyone. We found Nuke.
Well, that's the That's the black belt dream right there.
Yeah, you just take that stick and then you sit your black belt on the slime tile and then you win.
Or in this case, whoever you want to grind
Yeah.
solo.
Yep.
It looks like Groggy agrees here. He's going to take a couple more fights.
Mm-hmm. Gotta band-aid them levels. Making our way through Ice Cave, headed down towards the bottom chests. We're still opening stuff. Now that nuke stick is going to solve potentially a lot of problems in the end game. What else can we dig up?
Well, it does sort of open an avenue where you defense up and then you can just use your infinite nukes.
Mm-hmm.
Where you don't even need a sword.
And not a whole lot in the bottom 6 chests.
I guess one thing we didn't think of was that Vanilla Turn-ins does leave us with an Excalibur. So even if we do find a tail, that's should be enough to get us through the game. You don't need to dig for like Masamune.
Right.
So it's either one or the other.
That's pretty good, although that does mean we have to dig for a loose tail, which really could be anywhere. Otherwise, we just commit to the Ice Sword. So coming up on the 58-minute mark in this exciting exhibition match, still no orb kills that we know of just yet. Danny is having some unfortunate internet issues, and we're working to get those resolved as soon as we can. It's going to be interesting when the stream comes back up.
Yeah, I'd like to see them both basically pop back in when they're both entering Topher, and then we have ourselves a little drag race.
Just one of those things like, oh, okay, that's where we are. Neat. Alright, here we go. Level 4 White Magic. What do we got? We got life.
Looks like he's going back for life, but no, it doesn't look like too much interesting. We already got life 2.
And in Black Magic, we got Lightning 2, Lock 2. Alright, here we go. It's volcano time. Not saving before we go in the volcano. That's a bold strategy. Oh, hang on. Let's go back outside and save. There we go.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Nuke on anything, so could still be out there,
That's true. There is
ready to wipe your party.
one nuke loose somewhere. You always hope that it landed slot 6, 7, or 8 on something spell table that you'll never see more than 4 turns out of.
Yeah, maybe one of these monsters decide to open a chest and get a nuke stick.
Mm-hmm. Low-rolling evil men. Looks like we're going to take this grind tile for a bit. Lightning is not the preferred element for these things, but with a nuke on top of everything else, basically anything will do.
Yeah, it looks like Groggydog's taking the walking trap tile grind approach.
Mm-hmm.
Just the little sampler of everyone that he steps on. And the experience is good, so
Yeah, as long as you
I
find,
definitely can't complain about it.
as long as you find is just to hit all of the ones that are in like the upper third of grind tiles, then you're good to go. Also, we found a ribbon. Also, we found steak. That steak is suspiciously dinosaur shaped. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, cows are cow shape until you turn them into steak, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, alright. That's a good point. Ooh, I believe that was an opal bracelet. And as we're headed back down to the deeper parts of the volcano, just after the 1 hour mark, and we're looking to get our first orb, but I have a feeling we're going to get the other 3 very, very quickly after that.
Yeah, I think this game's gonna start to speed up, accelerate towards the end. Basically, we're going to try and. It looks like Groggy's might try to open some more chests.
Mm-hmm. An interesting pathing from Groggy on these lava floors. Ordinarily, when you step over one of the lava tiles, your whole party takes a point of damage, but it does not advance the encounter table. So I believe what he did there was cycle enough through the encounter table that he's hoping to get some good volcano encounters to actually get a couple more levels out of. That explains why he stepped on the Tyro tile again. That's why he's just dodging all the tiles he can. He's just waiting for something that's going to be worth his time and effort. This Gurworm, for instance.
Yep, he's playing the Floor is Lava edition, staying away from lava and volcano.
It helps that the floor is actually lava. Really helps with the roleplay.
Very immersive, yes.
Oh, but that Tyro has special eyes as a squint takes down Pork. But that's fine, because we have Life 2, the best healing spell in the game. Or maybe we don't.
Maybe Groggydog will leave it dead and maybe focus on that experience on the 3 live parties here.
Mm-hmm. Getting some flashbacks to one of the last races I ran, where it seemed like every single encounter I ran into was just nothing but moles. This seems weirdly familiar.
Ambushing bulls today, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. As Caleb in chat is the first one to the obvious joke, and that is the kind of speed and exceptional playing that you can expect from him later tonight on Speed Gaming, as he does his special tiebreaker match versus Dangwoo.
Yep, the second place finisher of the 2019 SG Live event there. It looks like these Agamas are packing a little punch.
Yeah, the Agamas were not nice. They just demolished a bunch of his party, but it's Red Giant 3 Agamas. I feel like we have a duty to take this. Yeah. Or maybe we cut our losses. Oh, hang on. We might have sighting. Here we go. All right. So, we have lost sight of Dani for like 30 minutes. Dani is currently in Earth Cave with a nuke stick.
I am seeing the nuke stick, yes, and that's probably the most important part.
What other things can we just assume have happened? Let's play a game. What do we think Dani has done? Now, Dani's still opening boxes. So...
You know, I can't put any assumptions here, because getting the key to get that floater, I don't think that was an automatic play.
Sure.
So if we assume the worst, Dani could be still pre-floater.
Right. I missed the menu check. If there was a menu check, I missed it. But we'll hang on to that for a moment, as Groggy is the first that we know of to pull a fiend at the 1 hour 7 minute mark. Here we go. We're going to try some Lightning 3. Port gets slapped. Lightning 3 goes out for 47 damage. Fade happens. 129. Invis 2 happens. We got to get defenses up. Turns out carry hurts a lot. Let's try a nuke stick. 159. That's could have been better. Round 2. We'll try nuke, we'll try fade, and some Lightning 3. All offense. We gotta win this gun shootout cowboy metaphor. Fade for 190, terminates carry. And most of the party made it through. All of the party made it through. As Groggy lights his first orb at 1 hour, 8 minutes. And on the left side of the screen, we have a very elaborately drawn speed bump. Let's try nuke for 126.
Looks like we're going Quake today.
Fire 2 for Fire 2 damage. Fade for 188. Down goes Lich. No one is surprised.
Until next time, Lich.
And we've got our orb lit. That was Dani's first orb. And I'm not seeing a floater, but I am seeing a crown. And I am seeing a loot. So I think we can divine from that we took a trip to Ice Cave and it all went wrong. And then we assumed that everything in our world has gone wrong, so we did Earth Cave, which is a fair assumption.
Yeah, and on the upside, it does look like she does have the tail.
Ooh.
So...
Tail in Earth Cave, perhaps?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
As Groggy enters Sea Shrine.
Because she couldn't have found it in sea, so the only other place would be Sky, and I don't believe she's been there.
Right. We know it wasn't in Volcano because Groggy didn't find it, and looks like, yeah, she had to have skipped Volcano because no Fire Orb. Um,
She probably didn't do the key lock, otherwise she'd have Floater, so I'm guessing Earth.
right.
Somewhere in Earth.
Yeah. But here we go. Here goes the turn-ins. Danny's on the long, long path to the floater as Groggy starts wrestling with sharks. Decides to use lightning.
It's kind of a cheap shot, I think.
It's not very sporting.
No.
Yeah, real heroes punch sharks right in the nose. That's what I learned from Angelina Jolie in the 90s. That was a 90s movie, right?
Is that Jaws?
Yeah, we'll go with
Okay.
that, sure.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
As Groggy seems to be running into a lot of these unrunnable Sahag packs, which is awkward. Although, at the level he's at, this is actually probably good experience for him. Oh, we have a max gold hype. There was a max gold chest for Groggy. Danny using them warp strats to immediately exit Matoya's cave. No time to say hi, no time to enjoy tea and biscuits, just here's your eye, give me the herb, I'm out. As Groggydog is running away from an encounter that I feel like we should talk about for a moment. The Gershark Big Eye encounter is actually probably one of the best experience encounters in Sea Shrine, and Big Eyes, by and large, are usually just harmless. The only bad thing is that sometimes they just have a lot of hit points, but, like, they don't hit for anything, and unless they roll, like, big spells, they're not going to hurt you that bad at this level.
I've heard them called XP pinatas.
Yeah, accurate. But here we go, we've got our Kraken 1 fight. We got Ninbiz 2 out. Round 2, let's try Fade. Ooh, we're gonna try Stabbin'. 5 hits, 140. Counterattack, 5 hits, 86. Fade goes out for 208. Lock 2, we're gonna lean on this melee strat. Okay. We've done some damage. Let's see if Quad X... Ooh, the Quad X swag doesn't get there. Kraken's mad. Let's have some Blizzard. We've frozen our pork. Fade goes out 126. Let's try a swing. 6 hits, 115. The last fade for 149. Kraken 1's still there. Kraken 1's got a lot of hit points today. We're going to try swing, fade. Let's get some fade. For 312, down goes the Kraken. Level 20 for some characters. That's not bad. As Danny arrives in Elfville Castle. Hands over the dice. Hands over the minced garlic. Gets the key. Is garlic an herb? Well, not really.
Maybe some oregano, yeah.
Yeah. And immediately, leaves the castle. Uh-oh.
I hope she remembers about the loose.
My uh-oh sentence is tingling. Oh, we're on a magic buying trip. Okay. Danny has a lot of money and has been spending it looking for stuff. As Groggydog approaches the Funhouse Tower, the tower that gives everyone everything they've ever wanted. What do we got on this first floor? As Danny remembers that there's some free boxes over here. And Danny gets her floater at the 1 hour 14 minute mark. She's got some catching up to do, but she's done a lot of work so far. This could be closer than we think.
Yep, she's got her Earth Orb. She pretty much has done everything but the bottle turn in, so she'll be a good spot to go mode. I think they're actually pretty even at this point.
What do we got? Floor 1
Her
Mirage.
levels are a little lower though.
Some garbage. Lots of garbage. As with everything, the good stuff seems to have floated to the top. Never mind, there's a Sun Sword. But he resets out of it. Resetting out of a Sun Sword.
Yeah, it's not great when it's your best option.
Yeah.
Because all I believe he has is the Ice Sword.
We'll see how that pays out as we encounter a blue dragon on floor 2. I did not know they spawned here.
Yep, we recently fixed the rarity shuffle. So previously, Group 8 have actually been missing from the game if you use that flag, but they're back now.
Well, all right. More dragons for everyone. As Dani is in the air, I'm going to take quick inventory of all our stuff, try and figure out what we got to do. Quick stop in Elfland. I believe we're looking for pro rings and or gold bracelets.
Yeah, it looks like item magic is stacked today.
Tracker notes that greater than less than room, we had a Cure 4 glove, and we got a Zap Axe. The axe is less than ideal at this point in the game, but that Cure 4 bonk, ooh boy. Dani headed immediately for the class upgrade. Use all of that amazing good stuff that we found in the early part of the game. While Groggydog is having a little bit of trouble with these chimeras, I think they rolled pretty high on hit points. Ooh, and Groggydog finds number 2 on my top 10 list of grind tiles in the game. 1 to 2 Naga and 3 to 6 Waters. You would not believe the amount of experience you get out of those. The only problem is you have to survive them.
Yeah, Waters can sometimes hit pretty hard. And if any of them get spells, then it's probably a no-go.
Groggydog has stopped opening chests in Sky Cave, aside from the greed ones. I wonder if he's about to give up the search for Mazza and or Tail.
It's plausible.
Busting out Ice and Lightning against Rock Golems, which is unfortunate because they resist every element that a player can cast except Time and one other.
Yep, you could use that Zap Axe.
That's true. Zap Axe will do work against Rock Golems. And we hit the 4th floor maze. Alright, get your blessed RNGs out in chat. It's robot hunting time. That was easy.
Well, that's what happens when you go up and right. You summon Warmech.
Uh-huh. So, here we go. Let's try this. We'll start with Lock 2. We'll eat a Nuclear. But everyone's still up. We'll try Fade for 172, Nuke Stick for 384, and an Invis 2. Round 2. We're going to try Nuke and Fade. Some more Fade. No, some Heal 3. We're going to try and Band-Aid a bit after that Nuclear. Let's also... Best we've got on that Black Mage is Lightning 3. Heal 3 goes out. Nuke hits, I miss the damage, but Fade for 146, and down goes our mechanized best friend. That has solved a lot of his experience issues.
Yeah, we had a couple of big nukes.
Oh, the second one hit for 396? Yeah, that's 2 over 300 nukes. I like it. Here's our Tier 2 fight. We've got Invis 2. Opening with Quad X. That, I feel like that was a misclick. Nuke for 110, Invis 2. Blaze comes out, big damage against the fighter, and our pork almost gets barbecued. Fade goes out for 110. Let's try a nuke stick. How about some... we're out of Fade. We're going to have to come up with a non-Fade based plan. How about Lightning 3? And then some Fade, and some more Lightning 3. Incoming Fire 2 does Fire 2 things. Finishes barbecuing the pork. Fade for 135, Nuke Stick for 132. Fades and Nukes not doing what we want them to do. Lightning 3 for 50-something. Let's try the next round. We've got Cure 4 going out, a Nuke Stick and a Fade. Incoming Ice 2. Ooh, that red mage is almost dead. Nuke Stick for 208. Cure 4 hits the fighter. Fade. For 188, down goes Tiamat. Groggydog skates through. Third Orblet at roughly the 121.30 mark. And apparently, Dani had some trouble in Volcano. It sounds like Red D's have crack. That's awkward.
Yep, and this one Agama's giving her a little bit of trouble too with opening with Blaze and then Cremate.
So here we go. About to take on the Fiend of Fire. Just gotta chug some heal pots real quick. Chat mentioning that the fix of the bug that now properly shuffles slot 8 encounters back into encounter shuffle is going to be the real highlight of the 2020 spring tournament. Now, how do we market that? What would be your catchphrase for having slot 8 encounters?
I think I got it. It's spring tournament 2020, the Ocho.
Strong. If I had to pick one, I'd have to go with Spring Tournament 2020. We found the dragons. As Dani takes on Carry 1. Fade goes out, 95 damage. With multiple Fades and a Nuke Stick, I was waiting for the Quad X swagger, but turn order didn't quite grant our dreams. Dani got her second Orblet at the 1 hour 23 minute mark, and she's off to the races. As Groggydog is in Earth Cave, his last of the Fiend dungeons.
Yeah, I gotta wonder to myself if Groggy's thinking that what he saw in Tiamat, or this Tiamat fight, might affect sort of what he's got going on in his preview for Topher. Because that Tiamat fight wasn't quite fast.
No, there was a lot of issue with that. So, Dani visited Sarda and found out that Sarda's a jerk. Last I saw, Dani was good on key items. Let me take a look here real quick.
In the meantime, Groggydog getting thundered by these Georges.
Oh, Dani is missing the cube, it looks like. That's the issue. Well, and technically hasn't bought the slab yet, but that's a momentary problem. As Groggy is rounding the corner on Earth B4. I think he's done with chests. I think we're just going to swing an ice sword or lift a nuke stick and hope for the best at this point.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope that the fiends don't roll anything too nasty on the first couple of spell turns.
Mm-hmm.
I think last we checked, we only had one ribbon, so seeing instant kill might set him back quite a bit.
And blink and we miss it. The Lich is down. Oh, does she have cube?
Yeah, I just saw it in her inventory. She does have the cube.
Oh, sweet. All right. Even better. So we're just picking up Oxyale and then we're good to go, as Groggy is going to save before entering the Temple of Fiends. Revisited here at the 1 hour 26. Quick reset, the 1 hour 27 minute mark. First trip into Topher. Here we go. Immediately greeted by unrunnable worms. When we're having an experience problem, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. I mean, it's awfully nice when the game just sits you down and says, no, really, your levels are a bit sketchy. Here, have some free ones.
Yeah, and I think with the nuke stick and the Cure 4 bracer, you're probably not going to run out of resources along the way, at least to the bosses.
Except when you run into 9 bad men. That... Ugh. Nine bad men that rolled high on hit points. I saw 390 in there, and none of them went away. But we successfully ran.
Ooh, that's the thing of nightmares.
And our trap tile is a whole Gershark. That successfully murdered a red mage.
No, Demon Frog, he didn't heal up the red mage. Looked like he was looking to use life too.
Mm-hmm. Best healing spell in the game.
I'm getting some validation from Groggydog here. Nothing really interesting though.
Question in chat, where was Mazza? I don't... So, I know Groggy didn't get it, and I don't believe Dani has it. At least I haven't seen it. I think we're currently swinging Excalibur. As Groggydog makes it to the Earth floor, finds his old friend Gurmedusa's. Got away with
but this
stick at
time
them
he's
real
got
quick.
armor.
And a nuke stick. Now, that's interesting. I can't help but notice a Gurmedusa survived a nuke.
Looked like it only had a hit for 120 or so.
Still, though, their base hit points is like, I don't know, what, like 60? 70? Shoutouts to Caleb, our tracker, for this evening. Doing an excellent job, I think. Especially playing catch-up with a stream he's seen less of than he would probably have preferred. I'm not going to bother calling Lich 2, because, I mean, look at it, it's Lich 2. See, it's already gone.
Yeah, it looks like only thing you managed to do was Lich Slap.
Yep.
One of,
as is tradition. So Groggy on the fire floor as Dani is making her way through Sea Shrine. But some ambush blaze agamas are going to make this a little awkward. I get the feeling that we're going to be running out of healing resources a lot sooner than we think. And not showing respect to carry 2. That's interesting. Let's try a Nuke Stick, some Lightning 3, maybe an Invis 2. And top it off with... buffering, some Lightning 3. Lightning 3 goes out, does pitiful damage, incoming hit, 146. Invis 2 goes out. Let's try a Nuke Stick. 336. Yeah, alright. And then 53 from a Lightning 3. I would kill for some of these nuke rolls on Fiends. Let's try... Ooh, down goes Red Mage, out goes Fade. For 282, down goes Carry 2. Question in chat, who would I kill? I would kill the Fiends. Make it nice and circular. Kill the Fiends for the power to kill the Fiends. That can't go wrong. As Dani arrives on the Kraken 1 floor. Oh, mandatory trance with Sahags. This has brought everything to a grinding halt.
This is a time waster. Potentially a little more dangerous, but so far we're only wasting time.
Right. Groggy identifying that the only way out is through. We gotta get rid of those Sahags before more trance comes out. Lightning 3 happens. Does nothing. Nuke Stick happens. 2, 3, 4... Nope, 3, 4. Gets rid of all but one of them. Hopefully that one has already used their trance. Groggy makes it out of that very annoying encounter. Some level 25s, that's not bad, but we gotta spend a lot more healing resources now. Chat pointing out that Wiz Sahags are doing the Trance Glance Dance. Just make sure they're not spotted anywhere in France. As Kraken 1 is pulled by Dani. What are we going to open with? Invis 2. Oh, fast. There we go. We're going to fast an Excalibur. Maybe some Invis too. Oh, we're just going to load up on this Excalibur. Temper goes off. Swing. 3 hits for 194. This might be an evasive Kraken. Fast goes off. Other side of the screen. Fades, nuke sticks, throwing everything but the kitchen sink and a Kraken 2 who counters with nuclear. We've got 2 Light Warriors down under 50 health. Back on the left side of the screen. An aggressive slap and down goes a red mage. 4 hits, 691 out of the Excalibur. We're just going to bank on that sword to get us through the day. For 5 hits, 624, down goes Kraken 1. Right side of the screen, we're going to try some healing 3, maybe a nuke stick for 137. Incoming Lightning 2 does a lot of damage against Pork. How about some outgoing Lightning 3, maybe a fade, and we'll try some more nuke stick. Lightning 3 goes out. For 190, fade happens. For 149, and down goes Kraken 2.
Okay, now we're through probably one of the scarier parts of the fight. One of those, you could just reach out and destroy one of those Light Warriors.
Mm-hmm. The first Gatekeeper down, 2 more to go.
I do kind of like the adjustment Groggydog's made to lean heavily into this magic damage nuke staff strat, I guess. Because you couldn't find any of those.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have any weapons to lean on, so we might as well just squeeze everything we can out of magic. Invis 2 goes out, Fast goes off, Invis 2 goes out. And a nuke stick. For 282, that's not bad. 1 hit out of Tiamat for 87 against Pork. That's weak. We're going to try some Fire 2, some Fade, and a nuke stick. Fire 2 goes out, does Fire 2 damage. Ice 2 goes out, does Ice 2 damage. Fade happens. 172, that's some progress. Nuke for 156. Lightning 2 comes in. Big magic to the top 2, not so much to the other 2. Gonna wait with the Black Mage, and then Fade. Invis 2. No, wait, hang on. Buffering. We're waiting? We're gonna disrespect Tiamat 2 like this? That's interesting, but apparently, what do I know, because we got there. Down goes Tiamat 2 with a final lifted nuke stick. Gonna do some final healing before we trudge further. As we prepare to approach the final Fiend Chaos. So, we've thrown magic at 4 Fiend 2s. What, if you're Groggydog, what's your strategy going into Chaos?
If it's not broke, don't change it. So, I think you want to. I mean, you don't really have any other option. I don't believe.
Mm-hmm. But
so you're gonna want to Invis 2 up and start the nuke train.
Mm-hmm. We got double Invis 2, a Lock 2, and a nuke. Let's try Fast. How about a Cure 4, maybe some Invis 2, and a nuke stick. Cure 4 goes off. Right immediately, gets that Red Mage back to full. Red Mage is immediately punched for his arrogance, taken back down to 100 health. Invis 2 happens. Nuke stick for 135. How about offering some Lightning 3? And then we're going to use that Red Mage to heal bonk. Some more Invis 2 and a nuke stick. Invis 2 goes off first. How about some Lightning 3 for 37 damage? Chaos really doesn't care about elements. Fire 3 goes out, down goes our healer Red Mage. Nuke stick for 136. This is starting to look sketchy. Fade goes out. How about a nuke stick? Incoming punch misses. Slow helmet also misses. Let's try Fade. For 157 and a nuke stick for 284. Nuke getting there. Next round, we'll try some Lightning 3. How about some Fade? And a nuke stick. Fade goes out 119. Lightning 3 goes out for 41. Incoming punch for 181 and a nuke stick for 400 damage. Super crit, nuke, kills Chaos. GG to Groggydog, who finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 40 seconds.
GG Groggydog. Some GGs in chat for him.
I've never relied on 100% pure magic Topher. That was an interesting ride.
Yeah, I mean he had the defense, and then he realized he didn't have a sword and went ahead and went for the magic route. And I think it worked out in these flag sets. It really pays off when you have infinite nukes, and when they all roll high.
Yeah, some of those, like, I think the real story of the run was just the 400 damage nuke to kill Chaos.
Yeah, and looking back on it, it looked like Carrie too didn't really have a lot of health. Kraken had a little bit of meat. Tiamat really didn't have a lot going on as far as spells, and he couldn't even punch a black mage out. So all in all, it looked like the fiends were very nice today.
Meanwhile, on the left side of the screen, in Mirage Tower, on that amazing super good trap tile, looks like Danny took a bit to take some levels, I think, because we're now currently 24. Probably good for Topher. We're going to see if we can get Groggydog in here for an interview, as Danny is just running up the Sky Cave, looking to make up some lost time, looking to make this the close match that it almost certainly was.
Yep, so we're going to see if she's going to get that war mech that Groggy did.
That would be nice. It was outside of that initial nuclear, I think it was kind of a squishy war mech. Lots of cheering in chat for improper ways of making it through the Sky 4F maze. And we're joined in chat by Mr. The Groggydog. GG, congratulations.
Hello, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
So, take us back to after you got the crown. You had options in front of you of Crown Quest or Ice Cave or, God forbid, Earth Cave. What went through your mind trying to figure out which one of those you were going to do?
I went ahead and decided, and maybe I'm getting the flags wrong, although I certainly hope that I'm not. Since we were getting 150% experience of 15 items, I figured I would just try and rack up as many items as I could. So I figured, since the fetch quests weren't shuffled, that'd be a good way to go. Just like hammer those out quick.
Well, I can assure you that no one else has gotten the flags wrong tonight. Now, take us through your party composition. Fighter Rainbow.
Yeah, I think, for me, it's at this level of play, I'm pretty much looking at two things. I'm looking at what the experience is. Three things. What the experience is, how many loose I'm potentially going to have to go hunt down, and then whether the force encounter tiles are randomized. If they're not, I'll usually go black belt. But since they were, and since there were going to be, potentially up to 3 loose, I knew I'd have a reasonably well-equipped fighter. Now, obviously, was really hoping I'd find the tail. So I kind of missed out on some of those, like the Dragon Armor that I spent a decent amount of time trying to hunt down in Marsh, and then the Aegis Shield I ended up getting, but I still feel pretty good about that pick. And then the Rainbow is that's pretty much my standard comp, just in terms of, safety and covering all my bases.
Speaking of Marsh, we saw some trouble with those Gurmedusas early on. We saw that you were definitely doing everything you could to kind of avoid Marsh Cave, and then you just settled on it.
I mean, it's funny because the last time that I was on a race, I spent 25 minutes doing a marsh dive that I didn't actually need to do, and in the end, which felt awful afterwards. But with this one, I was just like, no, this feels a lot better than it did for the other one. I think I'm just getting unlucky, and so I kind of decided to. I had it in my mind, okay, I can give up real quick and then maybe just like go to Volcano if I need to, or do something else, whatever the canoe can get me. But I'm glad that I stuck with it. I think that, that really opened things up for me, and I felt way better having completed Marsh. It took still a decent amount of time. It wasn't particularly fun, but I was glad that I did it. Mm-hmm. I also kind of feel like I got pretty lucky with finding some of the loose, I didn't have to really search too much out of my way. I'm glad that I decided to keep full clearing Ice Cave. I'm glad I checked up Top Marsh first thing. Like that, those ended up paying off pretty well for me.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in the seed that really stuck out to you as kind of a teachable moment, like something that you can really carry into races after this one?
Oh, that's a great question. I think the one thing that I consistently struggle with is like the beginning game. I think once I have a groove, I tend to be a lot better. And I'm not sure if it's a teachable moment, maybe as much as something I just need to keep working on. But like, whenever you run into a roadblock going into Garland, whenever you run into a roadblock going into an early Marsh, like trying to assess what is the best move, how much time do I spend hitting my head against a wall before I quit or try something else or whatever. And also, I think just like that early game awareness, like I could have saved myself a couple minutes at the beginning if I had watched my gold better and gotten an offensive spell on my red mage, but I forgot to do that. Or I didn't have enough gold to do that. I was just a little bit short.
Yeah, we noticed the unfortunate couldn't quite stay at the inn at Crescent Isle out of the gate.
Yeah, that was
one
very
gold
fun.
Short.
Yeah. And it didn't help too that the like all those low-level enemies are actually pretty nasty right around Canaria. So,
update on the current run: Dani has entered the Temple of Fiends at the 1 hour 47 minute, and we'll call it 6 second mark.
Oh, great! Now, does Dani? I'm not watching the stream yet. Does Dani have Masamune or Tail?
She did get the tail, but she does not have Masa.
Where's the tail at?
We can only speculate, but we believe it was in Earth somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
She was having some internet issues, so we couldn't watch her stream for a bit. But I did have a question for you, Groggydog. Spells that, by the way.
Hey, Spell.
But now, when you weren't finding a weapon, at what point did you decide the nuke staff was enough, to get it done?
Pretty late, honestly. Later than I think I should have. That's not something I'm as comfortable with, just relying on that nuke staff. It was a sweet find, that in the Cure 4 gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really holding out that I might find something a little bit better. But, I had it written down. Temper was locked in Melman until I had Tail. And so, I think I kind of decided as soon as I hit Mirage, probably, and hadn't found the Tail, and was just like, I need to make this the strat now. It was either Kraken or I think it was Kraken or Tiamat, one of those two, where I was basically just like testing out how much I could get away with like a fast and a lock 2, and it wasn't nearly enough, and so that's when I was really like, okay, this is the strat.
Okay, and so we were kind of scratching our head at the end, like, nuke staff, huh? Because it worked out, fairly well. Have you pulled that from any past experience, or did you just decide that, that's what I have to do?
No, I really think that was the first time where I've had to do something like that. I think I've done ice before, ice sword before, but never without temper. And so I think that was sort of the overriding factor. Like, I didn't have a power glove, I didn't have temper, and so I didn't trust ice sword going up against chaos as like the damage dealer. But luckily with I'm glad I brought the red mage along, had those 2 fades. Definitely, red white fighter would have been awesome this seed, but nothing you can do about that.
So I have a question. So I see Fighter Rainbow, and I understand the rationale behind 3 magic casters.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on Thief?
It is one that I think when stakes are a little bit learning a weekly Duckling Seed, or if I'm running something just kind of for fun, I am way more likely to do Thief. But I think for me, like, the Rainbow Mages is for sure my safety blanket. You know, it's the thing that, like, I know that no matter what the seed throws at me, I'm probably going to be able to I'll have a better idea of what I need to do to be successful, because I spent so much time with it. You know, I think that's something that as I get better at being randomizer runner, and as I do all this stuff, I like Thief a lot. It's fun, and like, you play one game with Thief, and then as soon as you don't have it, you really miss that run percent. But yeah, again, it's more of like it's just like, that's the safety blanket.
Well, Dani is rounding the corner now on the Earth floor. We're going to have her fight against Speed Bump 2 momentarily.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. None of the fiends seemed too terribly bad on this one.
Yeah, most everything just kind of stayed out of your way, which was nice.
Yeah, I think that's like maybe the second time ever I've gotten Warmech in vanilla mode in the randomizer. So I was pretty pumped to get that.
So
honestly, the experience was very helpful.
Oh, we're going to try Maximum Disrespect. First turn, first action. Quack fell into Quack. Down goes Lich 2. Into the hole where he belongs. Somewhere Dangwu is smiling.
I believe we've summoned him for his upcoming race later tonight.
Alright, well, nothing of note got in our way, so here comes Carry 2, the first actual boss of Topher. We're gonna try Fight, some Fast, maybe some Temper, oh, no, hang on, maybe some Fade and a Nuke Stick. Let's go for Speed. Fast happens first, Swing, 8 hits, 562, boom goes the Carry 2, let's keep on trucking. So as we're making our way through the water floor, if you were to run this back, knowing where everything was, would you take a different route?
You know, that's a fantastic question that I feel like I'm going to have to go and watch the replay, because I've already forgotten where everything is. I have such a short-term goldfish memory when it comes to these seeds. I'm so in it for the seed. I did distract myself early on too. There was like a minute where I had to pause the game because I dropped my beer and spilled it all over the table.
Dropping your beer is not a strategy that we in the FFR community endorse. It leads to...
wanted to test it out, see if it improved the gameplay. It doesn't.
So here we have Kraken 2. We spent a turn mostly buffing. We're going to buff some more with some Invis 2. A red mage got hit hard, but is still up. Lightning 2 goes out, does Lightning 2 things. Outgoing Swing, 8 hits, 829. Kraken is still there. Fade for 246 takes it down, though. Down goes Kraken 2. I will say this. This is a much more brisk Topher dive.
Yeah. Now, did Dani catch Warmech?
Dani did not catch Warmech.
Okay. She might still be fearing that upcoming nuclear.
Through the air floor with no problems. Let's try some Tia 2. Let's open with some Temper. How about some Fast, a Swing, and some Invis 2. Swing goes first. 1 hit, 10 damage. That is, the technical term for that is a bad sign. Invis 2 happens. Incoming hit just destroys the Black Mage. Let's try some Temper. Maybe a Swing. How about some Temper? How about some Temper? Swing. 3 hits, 243. Maybe we were onto something with doing the Nuke Sticks instead. Temper goes out. It's now time to see if we're going to adjust or not. And we are going to adjust. Swing, double fade. 1 hit for 75 damage. Fade goes out for 126. Oh hey, Tiamat 2 had Cure 4. That's cool.
Oof. Oh, that's so hard to see.
Let's just expend the rest of the fades. First fade for 320. Down goes a red mage. Second fade for 318. Swing? 3 hits for 326. 1 rounded after the Cure 4. Down goes Tiamat 2. Gonna work on getting the rest of our party back up, and we're gonna make the trek to Chaos. Now, looking at the spell charges, magic is definitely off the table, and I don't believe we witnessed you try any melee strats. So it's gonna be interesting to see if we have a paper chaos or a dodgy dense chaos. Just as soon as we get past these sorcerers. Okay, there we go. On to the final floor. Gonna do the final party jiggle. We're gonna move some ribbons around. We're gonna make sure that our knight is protected from anything that might come its way. A final top off. Moving the nuke stick to the fighter, just in case that melee thing doesn't work out. Preparing for all contingencies. I like it. Here we go with Chaos at the 1 hour 56 minute mark. I believe that was an Invis 2, or that red mage is out of level 3 charges. And that other one doesn't have fast. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who needs fast anyway? Let's try some tempers. Oh no, the black mage has fast. We got this. Out goes Fire 3. Fire 3 takes down half the HP of Halp. Invis 2 goes out. Fast. Lands. Temper. Lands. Swing. 7 hits for 199. So, not dodgy, but super dense. Let's try a bucket of tempers. Temper 1 goes off. Temper 2 goes off. Swing. 8 hits, 562. Temper 3 goes off. Incoming punch. Red mage is still up. Let's keep firehosing those tempers. Temper goes off. Temper goes off. Swing. 8 hits, 11-14. Down goes Chaos. And Dani finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 25 seconds. GG. So that was a tale of two Topher dives, really. The magic dive was a spectacle to behold, and saved you a lot of time from having to suss out like where Mazza was, where Tail was, any of that other stuff you would have had to dig for.
Yeah.
But I mean, a fasted tempered Excalibur is just way too much horsepower.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't going to be too much it wasn't too much on Chaos's end for her, so that definitely is a satisfying crunch to end it.
Yeah, the perfect 400 damage nuke as the killing blow was chef's kiss. Alright, we're gonna try and see if we can get Dani in here for a little post-race interview. Spellzap, what do you think of the race you just witnessed?
You know, I thought it was a good race. Actually, was really interested to see the different strategies and the different approaches. Where Groggy didn't have the means to do a melee strat, and he went ahead and tried out something new, and it worked out for him. And I think, you know, Dani probably, if we saw all of her routing, she probably skipped out on the crown turn in, and it set her back a little bit. And you know, if things laid out better, it could have been a closer race. But I think she did well with what I saw. So
given
definitely enjoyable.
given the probable routing of going from Waterfall Ordeals to Ice, and then to Earth, and then the Crown Turn-In quest, I'm honestly kind of elated that it was as close as it was, because there had to have been a lot of like skipping of boxes in the middle of that. And we are joined in chat by Dani3883. GG, Danny.
GG.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm not big fans of either of you right now. At all.
I can't imagine why that would be for this apropos of nothing exhibition match. So, tell us about your party composition real quick. What led you to Fighter Double Red Black?
Sticking to old habits, I don't know. I just started using it a while back and I like it, so that's what I go with. And then just hope that life lands somewhere that my red mages or red wizards can learn it.
You saw Cure 4 out of the gate in level 2 white locked white magic. Was there any thought of re-rolling to get a white mage just to make sure you had that?
Not even a little.
And I guess the final question, how was that Topher dive for you? It seemed pretty brisk.
I didn't have any problems with it, unless there was something that, like, did he see something I didn't see? Because it seemed really easy.
You actually saw something that he didn't. You saw Cure 4 on Tia 2, not that it mattered, because you one-rounded her the round after that.
Yeah. That wasn't pleasant to see at all. Not even a little.
Spell Zap, any questions?
No, unfortunately, we didn't get to see a ton of the race.
Yeah, the only thing that sucked worse than I played that was my internet.
Well, we're happy you could join us for the final stretch. So,
Sorry.
Groggydog, final thoughts?
Thanks so much for having me. GG to Dani. Dani is, she in a big way brought me into this community, so it's always really fun to race her. And I'm really looking forward to the Duckling Derby here in a couple weeks.
All right, Dani, any final thoughts?
Tomorrow, I'm sure I'll like you both again. Bright side? I don't know.
That's good to
No
hear.
more springing things on me. That'd be nice. Hurt you both.
I promise
I'll
nothing.
like you again tomorrow. Because then I still hurt you both, and I'll like you again tomorrow.
Spell Zap, final thoughts.
No, it was fun to come out and do comms. Come probably learn a little bit and maybe try it again during the spring tournament. But I liked what I saw from the racers, and both of these two have a good long future maybe in the spring tournament.
All right, and thank you to Caleb, who jumped in as tracker. Thank you to Randomania for hosting us. Thank you to the chat. You guys were keeping it lively tonight. And for everyone here, for Dani and Groggydog, for what did we settle on? Team Magic Cow? For Team Magic Cow, we are Lord Fizzlebeef and Spell Zap. And we'll see you guys in the future when we get ready to host the spring tournament. Catch you later, everybody.